Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now the frag swap is now over and it's basically back to real life. So today we're going to go ahead and do a 3-month review or update on the S-1000. So the tank itself has been doing pretty darn good, as you can see. Bunch of corals everywhere. And basically I'm just kind of waiting for all my SPS and everything on this big rock just to grow out. Now I haven't actually purchased all that many coral. Obviously mostly I've been selling for that frag swap, but in the next coming months I'll probably add a few, especially on this bottom area, just to kind of fill it out, because I don't want to leave it just plain sand everywhere. You want a little color here and there. But starting from basically the right side, we just have these two hammers for right now. Realistically, these two are probably going to be the only hammers that I ever keep. One, I don't know what that one is. I got it in that tank breakdown, so I mean it's free and it's alive. And then I do have the Holy Grail torch, which is a pretty good amount of money, so I'll definitely go ahead and keep that. But those look pretty good for now. That's really, like I said, all I'm ever going to get as far as torches. This little Scully right here I actually got at the frag swap. He's been looking pretty good. He is actually this shape. He's not like a round and kind of just squished. He's actually kind of this weird, blobby number 8 looking shape, which is fine, not a big deal. I got it for pretty cheap. It was only like 60 bucks, so you really can't go wrong there. On the other side of the tank, we have my little Goniopora garden, which was this rock that used to be in the front of the tank. I've moved over here, and what I've also done is move the Goniopora to their own little separate corners. They were a little bit too close to touching each other, and kind of starting to sting each other, so I just wanted to give them the space that they deserve, and everything is opening up even more now and is super happy, which is absolutely fantastic. I do have a couple other Goniopora right here, so this is just going to stay pretty much at that little Goniopora corner. I may have some on the other side, but for right now it looks good. I like where it is. Not everybody likes Goniopora, but I really do, so this is just kind of like, to me, like my own private corner. And of course we do have my big ass Space Invader Pectinia in the back, popping frags like always, but he's just chilling there in the back so he doesn't sting other people, and he's just a big nice showpiece. I always tell people, hey, if you look around the corner you see something cool, and there he is. We do have the little bubble coral just hanging on the bottom, getting bigger as well. In the low light, he's actually gotten pretty damn huge, which is super cool. But I haven't found a really good place for him, so I just keep him there for right now. We'll see at some point. I might put him somewhere in the front, but like I said, just haven't found a good place. As far as all my Euphilia, they're looking pretty darn good. Nothing really for me to mention there. I've just pretty much stuck them onto the rocks just to give them a chance to grow out and get bigger and make more heads. And then we do have on top all these sticks that I've had previously. We have a purple digi, which has nicely encrusted onto the rock, as you can see there, and that'll grow out real good. Then we have this rock full of my higher end SPS. They've been growing okay. I honestly haven't seen much growth, just a lot of encrusting, especially this PC rainbow in the back. It's actually almost touching this little red Ferrari dragon guy. So at some point I may need to give that guy a little bit of a cut. In this next rock we have basically this little yellow acan. It's kind of hard to see, but it actually has bright green edges. So I don't know if you call it like a holy grail kind of acan, but that's what it kind of is. It's basically just gold and green, just those two solid colors. We have my little Bernard Pora, which is stuck on his own little corner because he stings every other coral to death. You can already see all the little sweepers that he has there. And then we do have some mushrooms. They're kind of buried right now, and that's because this guy, is he gonna pop out? There he is. That little wrasse right there, he actually sleeps like right there. And he ends up burying it every day. But the mushroom just kind of pop right out of it, out of the sand that it's covered with, so it's not a big deal. They should do just fine there. As far as my main stick rock, it's been doing pretty good. All the frags are basically starting to encrust now, which is at the right stage. You know, at that 3-month mark, you basically just have a lot of encrusting on all the coral. They're starting to get onto the actual rock itself, so they're building that base first before they go ahead and expand outwards with the branches. So for the most part, it's pretty filled up. I have some couple empty spots that I'd really like to put like super high-end pieces just to kind of showpiece it, but we'll get to that at some point once, you know, I find kind of what corals I want to put there. But we do have some pretty notable ones, like this little tiny little dinky orange passion that I got from the frag show. I do have the Oregon tort right there, which has really started to encrust really good. I'm actually pretty happy with that, considering what everybody mentions that it grows really slow. The pink millie the rainbow millie is starting to get its pink back, which is super awesome. And yeah, that's kind of about it. This hammer I decided to mount right there, which I think looks really good, especially once it grows out a bit more. I am going to buy a bunch of coral to mount to like here, for example, and over there, but I just kind of haven't gotten to it as of yet. But the overall look right now, I'm pretty digging it. I'm just waiting for, like I said, that SPS to grow out, which does take some time, but that's okay. You know, it's just that waiting game. I'd rather not mess with the chemistry of my Reef tank and just let it, you know, be as stable as possible. Now I used to have this Goniopora rock right there, but in an effort just to kind of clean up the front, I've put it into the back, which is really good. They do seem to quite enjoy it right there. It's flowy, but not too flowy. So for now, that's where they're gonna stay. I do have these toadstools here. I do actually plan on getting rid of these two and then just keeping the one, so I always have at least one guy, you know, with me at all times. Got a couple Euphilia right here, which looks pretty nice as well, like a little Duncan, just to kind of fill out the space. They probably won't stay there permanently because they'll start blocking out or touching SPS and killing them. But for now, it's just nice to fill the space and, you know, kind of have it look nice. As far as the Zoas in the tank, you know, I've secluded them to this corner right here. Like I've said before, I don't particularly like Zoas, but they still do look pretty good. So we're keeping a couple kind of choice pieces just to kind of grow out and, you know, frag them at some point and then sell them. Same thing with here. These are some of the guys that I had picked up from the tank breakdown, and I've put them in their own little sections just so that they can grow out on the tiles. For example, we got a couple little AOIs right there. I think these are called scrambled eggs in this corner right here. And then there's a couple more, you know, just kind of here and there. But overall, the front display looks pretty darn good. Like I said, I'll probably pick up a few more corals for Black Friday just to, you know, kind of fill it out a bit better. But the way it looks right now, I really dig it. Now, since the frag show is over, I have all the space to basically grow out all my coral again. Hello, cat. Meow meow. But yeah, I basically have a bunch of space to grow out the coral that I used to have. So a lot of these that you see right here are going to be from that tank breakdown. They're just a bunch of Zoas. I don't know the names of all of them, but I know some of them. This little blurry thing right here is a little shop of horror. Some hornets, I think a rainbow troll, and, you know, this and that. So far they've been doing pretty good, so I'm not too worried. We're basically just going to let them kind of grow out here. And one or two of them, you know, I picked up at the frag show as well, but for the most part, these are all from that tank breakdown. One new addition I did get is this little OG bounce. I do plan on growing those out, and I'm keeping it down here just because I want to make sure it stays safe. I don't want to put it up there just in case, you know, one of these fish decides to go on go to town on it, which would be super bad considering how expensive these guys are. But I have a few pretty good grow outs. My little raunchy orange bounce mushrooms that I always have. A red jawbreaker, Neptune bounce, a regular jawbreaker, I guess. And then a couple interstellar mushrooms. This one on top is actually yellow and with blue dots, which I think is super cool. I haven't seen that before, and I don't think other people have seen it. So that might be something in the future that I can kind of name, after myself. But we'll see once we, get to that point, assuming this thing even makes babies. And last but not least, we have the frag tank on the other side. One thing that's been kind of annoying me is that you can actually kind of see it's not very clear. It's a little hazy. And that's because when I feed this little frag tank frozen food, there's no way really to filter out all the scum that's sitting on top, even with this pump going. So that that scum from the food just kind of sits there on top, which is really annoying. And then every once in a while I kind of have to go with like a little cup and kind of collect it. It's not harmful to the tank or anything like that, but it's just really ugly. Right now in here I just have kind of the leftovers of the tank. I haven't really been doing anything with it. You can see here too, I'm just storing leftovers. You got a Holy Grail, Micro Musa, more Bounce Rock, and then Iron Man mushrooms with the Tubs Blue. They've been just kind of sitting here doing their own thing. I'm not actually sure what I want to do with this space yet, just because, everything you see right now is just some random stuff. But we'll figure out, at some point I might turn this into an anemone tank, or I don't know. We'll figure out what to do with it. Or I might just wait until the next frag show just to use it to, fill this guy up so I have stuff to sell at the show. But we'll see, once we get a little closer to that time, which obviously won't be until sometime next year. Now, one update that I did really want to give was the update on the Goniopora that I had lost when I first started the transfer from my old tank to this new one. Like I said, it's kind of hazy, so you can't really see it. But I have these two pieces right there, and you can see they're pretty opened up now. They pretty much healed all the way back up now, which is super awesome. So at least from that big head, I was able to save those two pieces, which is awesome. I mean, I could have just got another piece, but there was a lot of sentimental value just because I grew that from such a little, little nub all the way to like a giant baseball. But those two pieces have been doing really well, and hopefully I'll, just have them keep growing. But we'll see later on, how well they do. I'm just keeping them there right now and not touching them. Just let them do their thing, get better, heal up, and then they'll probably go back into this main tank again, assuming everything is good. Now, as far as dosing, I am basically staying with the same stuff as usual. We have the Red Sea Alkalinity and Red Sea Calcium. As of this video, it's been about 2 days. I have actually started this guy right here, which is Iron Concentrate. And a lot of people say that's pretty good because it contains manganese, which actually helps like the Goniopora in the tank heal up. I don't know if it works as of yet, but I am noticing that the Goniopora themselves aren't growing pretty much at all, so I'm kind of hoping that this stuff might help a little bit. I'm not dosing very much of it, only about 5 mils a day, but yeah, hopefully in the long term I might see some results, but I'll let you guys know once a few months have gone by and I can actually, visibly see any results. And lastly, for the fish in the tank, from that tank breakdown, we did get these two little storm clowns right here. My wife thinks they look super cool, so we decided just to put them in the main display, which is fine. They're super tiny. I can't say I particularly like them, but they're cute. They do bite though, which is really annoying. Even for such baby fish, they already start biting me. That really annoys the crap out of me. But yeah, like I said, they're cute, and The wife's the boss. As far as the other fish go, they're all doing just fine. We do have, obviously, my little hippo tang right here. You can see he no longer has any spots. Like I mentioned, he just heals up sometimes and then he gets sick again. It's just always a back and forth. But he's nice and healed up right now. No scarring of any kind. And, he's just kind of doing his thing. But that is pretty much it for today. Like I've said, the tank is doing pretty fantastic for right now. I'm really not touching it too much just so I can let it kind of grow out on its own. I do have some really fun content coming up in the next few episodes, assuming the wife lets me. But that'll be pretty much it for today. I don't usually mention it, but since we are on the way to 1,000 subscribers, if you haven't subscribed already and you made it to the end of this video, please like and subscribe if you'd like to, and help me kind of reach that goal. But as always, guys, thank you for watching.